Hi, good morning, everyone. So I wanted to come on here because I tried to upload a video from Sunday, but it did not work out. I tried hard for 2 days to upload it, so this is just going to be a take two on what I was talking about on Sunday. So Sunday, of course, was Mother's Day, so I want to wish all the mothers, the aunts, the grandmothers, the sisters, any woman that adds value to life, right? Happy Mother's Day. Make sure you took time to honor yourself and to relax and to enjoy and being part of a community, right? Your role as a woman is very important, and so I want you to really um, get in touch with that. Learn to take care of yourself so that you can take care of your others. If you don't take care of yourself first, there's no room for being able to give your all to others. So make sure you just take time out for that. Also, before I get into my topic today, if you are ever in need, if you're feeling suicidal, you feel so overwhelmed, let suicide not be an option. There are people that are willing to help. Please reach out to them. They're there to help you. You deserve to be here. We need you here. You're unique, and there is only one person like you. So get the help that you need so you can become everything you need to be for yourself. The suicide hotline is 1-800-273-8255. You can text them now, 988, or you can visit them on their website, 988lifeline.org. Also, if you're interested in what I have to talk about, dealing with the holistic approach to mental health, dealing with the chakras, or you need to talk about mental health or something in general that you need to get off your chest, feel free to message me. I will get back to you as soon as possible. I want you to become everything that you need to be for yourself so that you can see your light shine. Right? We all have a light inside of us, and a lot of times it doesn't shine because we feel like we're not worth it or valuable, but you are. Right? You can follow me here on Facebook, BYC Become Your C, or Christina McIntyre. Instagram, Become Your C. YouTube, BYC Become Your C. You can look at all my previous videos. Also, TikTok, BYC Become Your C, and my website is up and running. It's www.becomeyourc.com. If you're interested in anything I have to offer, I do sell books and jewelry and stuff that aid you on your journey towards self-discovery. That's what I want for all of us, to become more of ourselves, to get rid of the baggage and the hurt and the pain and the trauma so that we can live our life to the fullest, right? We're only here for a limited amount of time, and I want us to work through what we're going through so that we can become who we need to be. So this week's topic is achieving goals, doing what we have to do so we can do what we desire and want. So a lot of times we set goals, right? And sometimes those goals are unrealistic. So I want us to get real about the goals that we're setting. And you got to be honest with yourself when you're setting those goals. And goals are different for everybody. And you can have daily goals, weekly goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, whatever it is. But I feel like when you make goals, there's reward at the end. And it helps unclutter some of those things that's in your mind. For me, I write down lists every day and set reminders on my phone for simple things like paying bills and if I need to exercise, meditate, going for a walk, doing errands around the house. I do that so I don't have to worry about it because I get overwhelmed when there's too many things going on at once. So to me, that's realistic. Like, I can accomplish them. I feel good when I'm able to check them off. Writing down helps you hold yourself accountable for everything that you need to do. And again, it helps take away the guessing of what you have to do. I forget sometimes, so it's important for me to know what I have to do so that I don't have to worry about it, and it takes the stress off. And I do this on a daily basis because I know that dealing with my own mental health issues, I can get overwhelmed, especially with anxiety. So it helps me to write things down, to see them, like knowing what I have to do. That's just like simple goals to me. And there are like long-term goals, like, okay, I want a better career, or I need to get a house or a car. That takes some time. That takes some goal planning in order to get those type of goals. So you have to be realistic, and then also knowing where you're at in the state that you're in, doing what you can do with what you have now. Let's say you want to get a car or a house, need a down payment. How are you going to get that? The job that you have right now, is it able on, are you going to be able to put money aside so that you can see that happen? And if you're trying to get a better career so that you can get the house or job, how are you going to go about it? Knowing yourself and knowing what you can and cannot do can help you and aid you on your goal achievements. Make a plan. Make a plan. Right? When we goal set, we need to make a plan. Like, what do we say? I think a lot of times when we just say, oh, I'm going to do something, just go at it. It's okay to take risks sometimes, but I think you need to make a plan so that you can ensure that you get satisfaction at the end. So while you're setting goals, write down and make the plan and see how you're going to get that. And I think a lot of times we want things immediately. So when that happens and we don't reach our mark and like the time that we need, which unrealistic, like let's say you want to get a house. Okay, I want to get a house in 6 months, but you're only making this certain amount of money, so you're not going to have the down payment on the house in order to purchase the house. Now you're going to get upset, and then you might pull back out of it. So make a plan and be realistic of what you can do and what you have right now. And it's okay. Like, I think sometimes we're always in a rush to get things done, like immediately, that we forget our long-term reward and goal at the end. So take time and make the plan. I think when we make plans, things come out better that way. And then while you're doing that, what are your strengths and weaknesses or areas that you can improve? I wouldn't necessarily call it a weakness, but areas that you can improve. We all have strengths and we know what our strengths are, but a lot of times we don't want to get in touch with what we need to improve on. And for me, this checking myself on a daily basis of what I need to improve for myself so that I don't become overwhelmed. Especially dealing with my mental health issues. I suffer from depression and anxiety and panic attacks, PTSD, OCD. So all of that can become overwhelming. And I check in with myself daily to make sure that I'm on the path that I need, that my thought process is where I need to be so I can get the goals that I need. And sometimes you need to push yourself in order to achieve the goals. Your so-called weakness or areas you need to improve, there's nothing wrong with that. We all need to improve something about ourselves, right? There's something that we feel like maybe we're not giving enough, or not patient enough, not kind enough, maybe we're not motivated enough. So taking time to sit on it and ask yourself questions why will help improve your quality of self. And this is why I urge meditation, because meditation gives you that space to think deeply, right? When I meditate, I allow my mind to be clear and asking myself why I feel the way that I do and why I'm not in the position in life that I want to be. And then again, and this will go to my next point, you got to be honest with yourself and honest about your efforts, right? We can set these goals and we want these things, but are we really being honest about our efforts in achieving the goals? You can't say that you want something and then do nothing to get it, right? I believe that God will bless us in ways beyond what we can see, that we'll get everything that we want, need, and desire if we put the work behind it. God is going to open doors for you, but you have to be ready and willing to walk through that doors. And sometimes we're not in the position that we want and desire is because the person that we need to be for that position is not who we are yet, right? You're in a space in your life right now because that's who you are. And you, the person now, can handle that. But if you were, let's say something happened that was major for you, you not mentally ready or emotionally ready to handle all of that. So sometimes we need to be honest with ourselves and look at ourselves and say, hey, like, I want to do this, but how can I get myself to the point to do this? Like, for me, one of my bucket list items is to do a 5K, right? That is a goal. I don't run. So how can I prepare for that goal? I can't achieve the goal if I don't prepare myself for it. If I don't get mentally ready and physically, emotionally, and for me, spiritually ready to do this. And so I got to set myself up so that I can achieve that goal. And that is practice. That's consistency. That is getting in the mindset of what I want to do. So always be honest with yourself. And I know that a lot of us don't want to do that, right? Some of us think that we're perfect. There is nothing wrong, that we don't need to change anything about ourselves. And that is fine. But what happens is when you become so absorbed in self, you don't see what you're projecting on the outside. And I do this often. I look in the mirror, or I sit down and I say, hey, what can I improve? If you listen to yourself quiet enough, you can hear God, you can hear the universe, you can hear our ancestors, you can hear self talking to you and say, hey, something's not right. I don't feel right. Nothing is going my way. Why? We attract what we are. We attract what we need to heal. We are in positions because it's challenging us to be better and to do better. So take time and definitely be honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, your true colors will shine through. Maybe the person you want to be is not the person that you are. That's why you're not in those positions that you would like for yourself. So take the time. I think a lot of us think that this journey in life is a rush, that we have to beat someone. It's us versus us. You versus you. You're not in a race with anyone. Get rid of the competition mindset. You should want to improve yourself for you, right? Because you want to be the best that you can be. I found when you work on yourself, and you're like honest with yourself, and you give everything with good intentions, and you have genuine love and energy, it will attract what you need. I might not have a lot financially right now, but I'm telling you, no matter where I am in my life, I am always blessed with what I need because I try to give of myself. So are you giving enough of yourself, not just, to everybody, to yourself? Are you being real with yourself? And that's what you need to think about. Another step that's as important is, do you implement self-care into your daily routine? And this is important with goal setting, right? In order to have a clear mind, clear conscience, clear spirit, you need to take time for you. And whatever that means, self-care is different for everyone. It could be reading, watching a movie, having a glass of wine, exercise, taking a nice bath, but you need to set time, at least 30 minutes every day for yourself. And I know people are busy, but if you have time to do for others, you got time to give yourself the 30 minutes that you need so that you can be powered with the energy that you need to accomplish these goals. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's very vital in becoming who you need to be. So make sure you take the time out. For me, I get up extremely early in the morning, like sometimes 3:30, 4 o'clock. I set time aside for myself to exercise in the morning and to write and to read because that sets my tone for the day. So do something for yourself every day. It's vital if you want to become who you need to be. You can't become who you need to be for yourself and everyone else if you don't give yourself the quality time that you need for yourself, if that makes sense. You have to take time to decompress because the world is heavy. Like if you're an energy person, when you go out into the world, you can feel the energy of others. Everything can affect you. So you need to take that time to wind down. And I would even say I don't take baths every day. I mean, I shower every day. But I take a weekly bath because that gives me time to decompress. So do whatever you need to do so that you can get in a mindset to accomplish these goals. If you're overwhelmed and you're trying to accomplish goals, the only thing that's going to happen is just a whole bunch of clutter. You're going to be so stressed out that you're trying to do everything at once, and then everything is going to fall apart. So you want to be on the right road to success, to accomplishments. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you are in the space to do it. So I don't have a whole lot, but that's pretty much it. I want us to get to the point where we don't just navigate through life just existing. A lot of us just exist. We don't truly live. Are we doing things that we want to do? Are we accomplishing what we want to accomplish? I'm going to be 40 soon. Not this year, but soon. And I found that there's a lot of things that I want to do, and what's stopping me, and it's a lot of times it's fear stopping us from accomplishing our goals. When you struggle with fear or like mental health issues, especially, the fear stops you from doing simple things. It was a period in my life where I didn't even like going outside because I thought people were talking about me, and they weren't. It was just in my own mindset. So sometimes this travel of life, we have to like combat fear because it's always going to be there. We can't let it stop it from living the life that we want and doing the things that we want to do. Once you look fear in the face, once you tackle it, and let's say you want to speak in front of people but you're afraid, which I am. I'm learning how to get comfortable. Once you do it the first time, it gets easy. Then it gets easier each time after that you do it. You got to do stuff for yourself, even in spite of fear, because it's always going to be there. And I say fear comes because if you believe in like God and the devil negative energy, it comes to prevent you from becoming who you need to be. So you cannot allow fear to prevent you who you need to be for yourself. Like I said in the beginning, you have a light inside of you, right? Everyone has this light. And a lot of us don't see our light shine because we are afraid. And maybe we're around people that don't want to see our light shine either, so they'll dim it. But don't dim your light for fear, right? We are made to brighten the world. We are made to help one another. We are made to leave our impact. And we stop ourselves because of fear. So I'm urging you, take your time. Don't rush it at once, but do little things that can help you get to the point where you need to be. So fear is no longer in competition with who you are. And it takes time because I'm still working on it. There's certain things that I'm afraid, but I found that life is too short, and I'm urging you, life is short. Unfortunately, people die every day, and you don't want to leave this earth not becoming who you need to be because you allow fear to stop you. I know it's scary and afraid, and you might get extreme anxiety and start having panic attacks because you're doing something that you want to do, but over time, it'll still be there, but it won't be as bad the more that you do it. You owe it to yourself to live the life that you want. So we can't stop ourselves from doing that. And that's like the whole basis of goal setting. Is like a lot of us don't reach our goals because we're afraid to take the next step. And I myself, I can account to this. We're afraid. We're afraid to just think outside of the box. We're afraid to just jump because we don't know what's on the other side. We fear failure. We don't want to fail. We don't want to have another disappointment. But are you okay with where you are right now? Is what you got to ask yourself. And like, this is the question I've been asking myself over the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, no, okay, what am I going to do in order to get what I want and need? I'm going to have to push myself and be uncomfortable for a little bit. And that's the thing. It's okay to be uncomfortable momentarily until you get to where you need to be. Being uncomfortable challenges, and I think that's what we're afraid of. We don't want to be challenged. We're okay in our safety net, but it's a whole world out there to explore. It's activities and places that you need to see. It's foods that you need to eat. It's these goals that you want. So you got to get uncomfortable in order to achieve them. I want you to become everything that you need to be for yourself. So you got to want that for yourself. You deserve to feel what peace feels like, and serenity feels like, and happiness and joy and just contentment. You don't have to struggle being insecure or feeling like you're not worth it, because I've had these feelings also. It's in our minds, and yes, sometimes people do make us feel like that, but if you start praying more, which I've been doing a lot lately, and telling yourself you love yourself, even if you don't feel like it, but doing this over time, you'll start to feel better. You'll start to figure out who you are. And when you pray to God and He gives you this energy, and knowing that you are worth it and valuable, you got the power to do anything that you want to. I believe in like information being passed through our thoughts, and it's like if we pray about something and we hear the answer, we need to go for it, right? A lot of times we'll be like, no, I'm not gonna. Don't second guess yourself. Well, I mean, you don't want to. I mean, you're gonna sit there and juggle back and forth, but you know what I mean. Like everything we want, need, desire, we can achieve as long as we believe in ourselves and knowing that we deserve it. I think a lot of us don't think that we deserve to be happy, but you do. Happy is not like a all the time thing. That's where contentment comes in. But you deserve to experience what life is and don't just exist. We weren't put here just to exist. We were made to explore. That's why it's a journey. That's why I created my company in BYC, Journey Towards Self-Discovery. You haven't even unlocked the full potential of yourself because you're scared to reach the goals that you need because of fear and because you don't think you're worth it. But I'm telling you, you are. So let's just start writing stuff down. Set some goals for yourself, right, that you want to be accomplished. I say start daily. It'll help. When you start doing things consistently, they become better over time. When you set small goals, then you can set larger goals, and then you know it. And sometimes you got to push yourself, even if you're afraid. And it may be a struggle, but if you push yourself, and once you do whatever goal you wrote down for yourself, you'll feel so empowered. You'll be ready for the next thing. It takes time, it takes effort, it's going to be a lot of back and forth, but I'm telling you, if you continue to walk on the path that is designed for you and accomplish these goals and have faith and put trust that everything will work out accordingly to the way it's supposed to, you'll get to where you need to be. You just cannot give up on yourself. You cannot put yourself down. You have to love on yourself every step of the way. I'm not talking about like a lot of us, sometimes our self-esteem gets crushed by different things, right? I suffer from low self-esteem most of my life until like a couple years ago, and I just said I had enough, and I'm not going to beat myself up because I deserve to feel what happiness feels like, and so do you. And that's basically everything that I had for you today. I wanted to get in touch and let you know that I know the world is heavy right now. It's a struggle. I don't know where you are financially or emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, but do whatever it is that you want to do, because our time is so limited here, and you don't want to wake up one day and you're like 60 years old and you regret not doing something simple as maybe taking a trip somewhere because you were afraid. It's time to get up and it's time to start living. We need to live before we don't live anymore. And I want you to feel what it feels like to be free and living in serenity and the awness of what God has given us, like what life has to offer. You owe it to yourself to find who you are. So I'm just going to go over a brief summary and then I'm going to let y'all go on your way. So goal setting. Be realistic. Set goals daily. Be honest with yourself. Practice daily self-care. Let your goals be rewarding. And I didn't touch on this. So I think a lot of times we don't celebrate like our journey until we get to the destination. Celebrate yourself every step of the way. If today you wrote some goals down and you got 90% of those goals done, celebrate that. That is an accomplishment. Be proud of yourself, especially when you're dealing with mental health issues. Everything can get scrambled in your head and you're like, oh man, I got all this stuff to do. So for me, I found when I write a list and I check it off, even if it seems minor to everyone else, so what? They don't matter. It's an accomplishment for yourself. Be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Uplift yourself. Do what you have to do in order to do what you want and desire. Sometimes, like, we have to do things that is uncomfortable momentarily so we can get to where we need to be. Know your boundaries, right? With this goal setting, right? Let's say you want to volunteer and do all this stuff. Know your boundaries. Know when you had enough. Know when to take a break. Know when to take a step back. Know when to let go. A lot of us, we do multiple things because we want to people please. This is not how it's supposed to be, right? You got to think, or what you give to others, are they willing to give to you, right? Your time, your energy, your space is everything. And you do not want to give so much of yourself that you have nothing left for yourself. So make sure you know clear boundaries and set them. Always remember the goals that you have for yourself will be different from everyone else. Always choose what's best for you. Your goals should help improve your quality of life. Choose what's best for you, because a lot of times in this journey of life, people are not going to agree with everything that you do, but if it brings happiness and joy and contentment to you, then I would say do it. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with you. And just because they feel like something is best for you, necessarily is not what's best for you. Right? And that is all I have. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to message me if you want to talk about holistic approach to mental health, dealing with the chakras. If you need to talk in general, I am open. Inbox me. I will get to you as soon as possible. Follow me here on Facebook, BYC Become Your C. Instagram, Become Your C. TikTok, BYC Become Your C. YouTube, BYC Become Your C. YouTube has all of my videos that I've ever done. So you could just go back and look at what you might need. Also, my website is up and running, www.becomeyourc.com. If you're interested in anything that I have to sell, like my books or my jewelry, incense, feel free to message me as well. Again, the suicide hotline, if you ever need it, is 1-800-273-8255. Text them 988, or you can visit their website, 988lifeline.org. I want you here. You need to be here. You got a light that the world needs to shine. And if you feel overwhelmed, that you feel like you don't have a place here, you do. We all have purpose, whether we see it or not. It's a thing. Like, I think we navigate through life trying to figure out if we're meant to be here, or if we have purpose. We do, whether we question ourselves or not, whether we cry about it, whether we think that in the space that we are, we should be doing something. You have purpose, right? Meditate. You'll figure everything out. Meditation brings so much truth and so many answers to the questions that we have. Take time to do that every day. And this is my final words. To become everything we desire, we must be willing to expand our consciousness. The best version of ourselves come from being persistent and consistent. Tiny steps help you reach your destination. Don't overwhelm yourself. Make that list. Make sure that you know you are important. Tell yourself you love yourself every day. Take time to meditate. Take time to be honest with yourself. And you'll be all right. You'll get to where you need to be. But when you set goals, make sure your intention behind them is great and that you set goals that are obtainable and you set goals that is going to help improve your quality of life. Till next time, fall in love with yourself so the world can fall in love with you.